The lighting isn't really working, is it? So I'm gonna turn this camera around and then we'll see if that'll improve. Hello, Sharing All the World. I'm finally able to film outside today, so I'm down by that lake thingy that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, because today is the first Monday in like 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks without rain. Oh wait, just kidding, it rained earlier today, but it isn't raining anymore. It's actually quite nice in the weather, so I'm outside filming and being an outdoor-ish person. Yeah, it's a shame about the lighting though, because I really wanted to have the lake in the background, but the sun is like over there, so that means that, yeah, the shadows and blah blah blah. Technical stuff. Once again, I have a ton of notes, most of which are about Doctor Who, so I'm gonna dive right into this video. Because there's a lake behind the camera, do you get it? Puns. Celia, you asked the question about what we're gonna do in autumn. The funny thing is, to be honest, I can't remember you actually asking that question, so maybe I'm just imagining it. But let's just say that you asked the question about what we're gonna do in autumn, because that's what I'm gonna talk a bit about now. In 2 weeks' time, I'm gonna turn 19, so you're all gonna have to call me Grandma Sai. Well, okay, Grandpa Sai. That's probably a bit better. And to celebrate my birthday, me and my mom and my sister are going to Copenhagen for 3 days. We're probably just gonna look at some museums, and I think my sister is gonna meet up with a friend or something. And also, I'm thinking about making a YouTube meetup. What I have in mind is not really a gathering, because you have to organize a gathering, and I'm not the right person to do that. I'm not nearly organized enough. But what I'm thinking of is more like a small meetup for a couple of people, and maybe we'll just go to a cafe and talk about nerdy stuff and YouTube and stuff. So, stuff. Well, I think it could be quite cool. To be honest, I'm not really sure that it'll succeed. I'm really scared that no one will show up. But it's a fun thought nonetheless, isn't it? So, also, Celia, I was kind of hoping that you would help me, find a good place to meet and stuff. Because I think I know London better than I know Copenhagen, so I don't know where the good places are that we can meet and... Words, use them, Simon. You know what I mean. We'll just talk on Twitter and Skype and stuff, so to sort of figure things out. I haven't even thought of a date yet, but it'll be in 2 weeks' time, so... And Vessel, you talked a bit about, oh, it's just Kim, and I will agree with you, she's an incredible YouTuber, and I know for a fact that she's watching right now, so hello Kim, we all love you, please continue what you're doing, because you're genuinely one of the most talented and funny people on this site right now, so I love you! Now we get to the important stuff, Doctor Who. I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought the episode was... disappointing. For a final episode, it really wasn't that great. They spent too much time talking about how the Doctor's death was a fixed point in time that couldn't be changed, and yes, it was most definitely the Doctor who would die, but in the last 5 minutes they pulled a MacGyver and said, "Lol, JK, it was a robot all along." Spoilers, by the way. It seemed very rushed considering how big of a deal they've made this out to be. I mean, the whole season has been absolutely beautiful, and I was expecting the final episode to be just as spectacular, but there are so many details I would love to have seen again or explained, but they weren't even mentioned. Also, the worst part was that it was very, very much like the ending of Series 5, but maybe that's just me. I shouldn't bash it too much, because there were a lot of good stuff in the episode. Charles Dickens and Churchill appeared again. There was some cool cameos, and Amy's face when she found out that she was the Doctor's mother-in-law, that was just priceless. What else? Oh yeah, the mentioning of Rose Tyler and Jack. That was a good feeling of nostalgia again. And I've written this thing down, but when the Doctor said, "You are Mr. Hottie Nurse. She would like to go out with you for texting and scones," that was absolutely hilarious. I laughed so hard at that. That's definitely gonna be my new pickup line. Also, I hadn't really thought about this before, but someone on Reddit brought this up, that Moffat really likes to use the anti-twist a hell of a lot, which is funny because he's known for creating these big mindfucks when really the answer is almost always the most obvious one. My camera ran out of battery, so I'm gonna have to finish this video in my room. My camera is currently charging, so it's all good. Now, basically, it feels like all the answers to the biggest questions and mysteries in the Moffat era have all been the most obvious ones. Kez did mention this in one of her earlier videos when we talked about River possibly being the daughter of Amy and Rory, and she said that it was almost too easy. It felt like we were being handed the answer on a silver plate, as she said. Now, I'm not bashing Stephen Moffat. I still think he's one of the greatest Doctor Who writers of all time, and when I say all time, I mean since 2005, but you know what I mean. I like how he's incorporating these anti-twists and paradoxes into his stories, because he uses them a lot, but maybe he should turn it down a notch, because he has been using them for quite a while now, and maybe it is getting a little bit boring, and it feels like we can guess the entire storyline before the episodes have even aired. But yeah, I'm still really excited about the Christmas special and Series 7, and it's gonna be great. And that was all about Doctor Who. I promise I won't mention anything sci-fi related in the next 2 months, at least. Because I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow or maybe later on in the week. I really do hope that you'll find the time to make a video, and the rest of the channel too, but you all made videos last week, so thank you for that, Michelle, Vessel and Celia. That's really great, and Kez, you can go die in a hole. Just kidding! Kez, I love you! That wasn't weird at all. I'm so masculine. Well, you will most definitely see me in a week next Monday, so goodbye, sharing all the world.